Alright, 13, 14, and probably 15 as well. Write a quadratic in intercept form using the given information. Again, we give you intercept form right there, where P and Q are where it crosses the x-axis, okay, which are right here and right there. So those are where we get our P's and Q's. The one point that's not on the x-axis, that is our random point that we use for x and y. And we're going to solve this just like the one where they give us a vertex and a random point. So here we go. My random point is 0, 3. So y is 3. Don't know my a. And my x is 0. So 0, 0. And my two roots are at 2 and 8. So minus 2 and minus 8. Cool? So let's keep crunching this down. 3 equals a. Negative 2 times negative 8. That's 3 equals negative 16a. A equals 3 over, or negative 3 over 16. That's your a value. Okay, which that would come out to a nice 4-point decimal, but whatever. So we got enough to write it right there. Y equals negative 3 over 16, parentheses, x minus 2, and x minus 8. What did I just do? Made a mess. That's what I'm good at. Alright, and that's that. And remember, we could have put the 8 here and the 2 there. That's absolutely fine. That, 2 times 8, same thing as 8 times 2. So that doesn't really matter. But there it is. Let's move on. Number 14. Again, they give us 2 roots and an extra point. So, where was that? They got 1 root, they got 2 roots, an extra point. And let me write the equation up here for everybody. Y equals a, x minus p times x minus q. So fill in your random point, 1, negative 1, and your p and q, negative 7 and negative 1. So y is negative 1 equals a, x is positive 1, positive 1. Your p-values are negative 7, so that becomes a positive 7, and negative 1, so that becomes a positive 1. And then just start crunching numbers. Negative 1 equals a. 8. 1 plus 1 is 2. 8 times 2 is negative is 16 again. Wow! We again have a negative 1/16. Or positive 1/16, something along those lines. A equals 1 over 16. Negative. There you go. So y equals negative 1 over 16, parentheses, x plus 7, x plus 1. Because remember, when you put them in the equation, you gotta flip the signs. Cool? Cool. Alright, here we go. A bottle rocket was launched off the roof of a 25-foot building. Okay. So here we go. We got a little bottle rocket. Let's put it in red. With a little fire coming out the back. Alright. Bottle rocket was launched off the roof of a 25-foot building. The graph illustrates the height of the rocket as the function of the distance the rocket flew from the start. Write a quadratic in intercept form to model the situation. How high did the rocket get? Okay, so first thing to note is, yes, it was started here, but it went all the way over here and landed there. However, if we follow the parabola back, that would be the intercept at negative 10, 0, and this intercept at 80, 0. Even though the rocket didn't fly there, that's the path it took. So, again, let me write that equation up here. Y equals a, x minus p, parentheses, x minus q, your other root. Your random point is 0, 25, so y is 25, x is 0, and your two roots are negative 10 and positive 80. So flip them, it becomes a positive 10 and a negative 80. Cool. So here we go. 25 equals a 10 times negative 80. 10 times negative 80 is negative 800. That's times negative 800, by the way. 25 over 800. I don't know what that is. 800. It helps if you turn your calculator on. Just letting you know. Is 1 over 32. Is that right? Yeah, 1 over 32. A equals negative 1 over 32. So that's your A value. Write your equation. Y equals negative 1 over 32, x plus 10, x minus 80. Right? Then they say, how high did the rocket get? Okay, so that's the maximum. I mean, you could guess. It's somewhere between 60 and 70. We don't really know. The one thing we do know is that the axis of symmetry is between 10 and 80. Which if you average 80 and 10 divided by 2, that's what, 90 divided by 2, which is 45. So that means my axis of symmetry is at 45? No, that's not right. It's 80 plus negative 10. Silly. Divided by 2, which is 70 divided by 2, which is 35. Not 30, 35. So my axis of symmetry is right here at x equals 35. I can use that to find my y. So y equals negative 1 over 32 times 35 plus 10, parentheses 35 minus 80. Shove that in your trusty calculator and you get 68.28125. 68.3. We're going to go with that. That's your height. That's your maximum height. Which we said that. Somewhere between 60 and 70. And that works.